Okay, so I just got home from work and I have some good news and some bad news. And the good news is that today is sourdough or National Sourdough Bread Day. And what's good about that is that at work, anybody who wanted to go down to the Learning Center could make their own sourdough starter. And I was so excited because I love to bake, but I have never made my own sourdough starter. And it was very interesting trying to get the measurements right. Obviously, we've got to see, what happens. Um, Claire, who was there, she gave a couple of tips. She was saying that if it turns pink, orange, or fuzzy, throw it out. And she said that the discard, and for all of you sourdough people, bakers, you probably already know what that is. I've got to still do some research. But she was saying that that part that you discard can be used to bake certain things like pretzels. And so they gave us the recipe for the sourdough start if you wanted to do more. I have a recipe for sourdough focaccia, sourdough chocolate cake, um, classic sourdough pancakes. And I think they were saying that the focaccia, the chocolate cake, and the pancakes can all be made with the discard. So I'm guessing what this produces first. Like I said, I need to do some more research, but I was so excited. And then one of my coworkers, she didn't go down, but she was saying that she wished she had because she wanted a mason jar. The bad news for today is my house plant is dying. Is dying. And I usually do not have problems with houseplants. So I'm trying to figure out if it was just something going on with it when I got it from the store or what. But I'm going to repot it. I mean, I have never had a plant have leaves go this yellow so quickly. So I have a pot and the little tray for underneath. And I'm hoping that the whole thing doesn't die, but I'm going to repot. So I bought these little gloves from the Dollar Tree. I don't need them, but I'm going to use these little gloves. So first I'm going to take off the yellow leaves. And the dead ones. Like this week has been really rough for this little plant. Like I just don't even understand. And I have some Miracle Grow potting soil. And I'm just going to put some in the pot. And then, let's see, kind of, I should have put out some newspaper for this, but I'll clean up after. I'm scared to touch it. It's just not doing well. And I don't think it's me because I've had this type of plant. I like a lot of these plants. Usually you take it out and then you kind of break up the roots a little bit. I'm having a hard time getting it out of the pot. Like this is like, wow. Yeah. I don't know. And I don't want to hurt the leaves that are doing well. I'm making a mess on this counter. Yeah, I need to break it up a whole lot more than this. Couldn't find any newspaper, so I have it just on this little plastic bag, and I'm just going to, like, this is hard as a rock. I assume that's why it's not doing well. I'm almost tempted to, like, take this back to the store. Be like, you all sold me a plant that's not really, like, either it sat in the store too long, it should have been repotted like a long time ago. Like, this is not okay. And I thought it would be a little bit more simple to show you me repotting it. I'm just gonna wet it a little bit and see if that'll help me to break it up. Like, it's super, super hard. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know if this plant's gonna be okay, because these roots, it's like it's just compacted. Just really. Yeah. I think I got this plant from Walmart. I usually get my plants from Home Depot or like a nursery. So I don't know. I'm struggling just to break it up, loosen up the roots. It's like I guess the roots have been like choking the plant out, like not getting enough aeration. Oh, okay, y'all. If this plant dies, I'm gonna feel so bad now. I was feeling bad about a couple of yellow leaves, and if this plant just dies completely, I'm really gonna feel bad. So, y'all pray for my plant, please. All right, it's like, jeez, this is not okay. I'm hoping for you, little plant. I'm really hoping that you make it. So, yeah, I don't think any moisture was getting to these roots because it was just so compacted. Like, look at, let's see. And I'm looking at it trying to figure out, should I do more than one pot because there's just so much? Or, because I did buy a bigger pot, but these roots, it's like nothing, no nutrients or anything can get to it because it was hard as a rock. See me trying to struggle just to break it free. Okay, so I'm going to clean up just a little bit. Hey, y'all, I don't know what the prognosis for this plant is going to be, but I have tried. I loosened up all of the roots, and I mean, it's looking, it's looking a little bit better, but I need these leaves to pop up and stand up. So I'm going to give it some water. I took my gloves off because it feels like I can just work better, without the gloves on. And then these are obviously the best quality gloves because I stuck a nail through there. So just give it a little water. I just want to take it easy. But it needed water. That I know that for a fact, and those roots were just crazy. And then I bought these little, I usually do Miracle Grow for everything, but I was in the Dollar Tree and I saw these. So I don't know if that's Joby's or Job's fertilizer spikes. And I just want to, let's see if I can open it, put one in here and just see what happens. It says, for best results, insert new spikes every 60 days. Push each spike into the soil around the plant halfway between the plant stem and the edge of the pot. So I'll let you know, give you some updates, and let you know what happens with this plant because I really was feeling real sad that it wasn't doing well. So I'm just going to stick it down in there and wash my hands and then put the soil up, and then I'll come back. So all of you with a green thumb, if you have some tips, something that I should be doing, could do to help save this plant. Like I said, because I'm going to be so sad if I kill this plant. Now, let me say this, and this is probably not accurate, but I was just telling my son, because I got this plant from Walmart, and a lot of times I get my house plants from Home Depot or a nursery. And when I got it, I remember it wasn't even a plan to get a plant that day. But I was passing through an area, and everybody was kind of, huddled around this plant section. They had some plants that were like I think it was either $9.97 or $10.97. And I told my son that's what I get for stopping, just because I saw somebody else getting a plant. And another thing I wanted to show you too, I like this pot because it has the little spout right there where you can pour off the excess water. And like I said, Lord, I pray over this plant. I pray that it stays alive and it starts to thrive. But like I said, if you all have some tips, anything, some product, just let me know what you would do. Because it's, there's still some hope for the plant. It's just, I had to get this done today because I didn't get it done yesterday. Yesterday was really hard because I didn't get that much sleep going into the work day. And then my son, he had an eye appointment, so we had to drive out there for him to get his eyes checked. So y'all know in my previous video, I made the yogurt, the mixed fruit yogurt. And I found these so that's what I've been having for breakfast, this yogurt with the fruit. And I found these little containers in the Dollar Tree. And I got the 3-pack because of the purple lids, because I love purple. They do have some in there that have 4, but the lids are red. And what I wanted to do maybe for my breakfast for tomorrow is, instead of just having the yogurt, let me find a spoon, it's really good. The only thing that I would do differently is I probably would leave the blueberries out. That part's not my favorite. And this holds 2 cups, so sometimes I fill it up all the way, but filling it up halfway is really actually enough for me sitting at my desk to have every morning. So I'm just going to put maybe about half in there for tomorrow's breakfast. And let's see. Well, I'll leave that for now. And I got this Old Man granola. It's blueberry almond. And I was thinking about maybe putting some granola on top. Just a little bit on the top. Yeah, like that. And then that'll be my breakfast for tomorrow at work. I'm getting my steps in. Like I told you, I love this app. I want to see where my steps are so far for today, because I don't think that I've reached my goal yet. It's a little hot in here, or I'm having hot flashes, y'all. One or the other. So okay, my phone wants to act up, which is crazy. So I can't share my steps so far, but I wanted to talk a little bit. Let's see if I can adjust this to move it up a little bit so you can see me. I wanted to talk a little bit about living in Denver, and I love it. I love it more than I thought I would love it. But a coworker of mine, she was talking to just a group of us, and she was saying she doesn't understand why somebody would move to Colorado and not go to the mountains, not, do the hiking, not be out and about. And then that made me think about my husband's coworker. someone was asking him about, what is it like to live in the mountains, and he joked, but he snapped and was like, I don't live in the mountains, I live in Denver. Because Denver, even though we can see the mountains, Denver is flat. Like, you know what I mean? This is not the mountains. You have to drive to the mountains if you want to see if you want to experience the mountains other than, taking a photo of it. And I thought that was interesting because I think maybe I had that perception too. You think Denver, Colorado, you think South Park, you think, oh, mountains are everywhere. Yes, you can see them, but Denver is flatland, it's prairie land. There are prairie dogs everywhere, and this is the city. So we're not in the mountains. You have to drive. Now it is a short drive, but you have to drive to get to the mountains. So, but that made me think about, like, on Fridays, everybody in the office, because these are some very active people. They like to hike, they like to go into the mountains, they go skiing in Aspen, they go to Vail, and they always ask, do you have any exciting plans for the weekend? And a lot of times I end up saying, like, I'm going to rest, I'm going to work on my business, I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm not in the mountains, I'm not hiking. Now, of course, me and the kids will go to the park and do things like that, but we are not, I'm not saying that I'm opposed to it. I can drive, like, I want to go to Estes Park, which is not that far away, but I don't have a desire to do a whole bunch of hiking. I don't have a desire to, like, climb the mountains or anything like that. I enjoy seeing them when I'm out. And I tell the Lord how beautiful his mountains are. I enjoy that they are there, but I don't necessarily want to go in the mountains. Another concern that I have is the altitude, because I have asthma, and sometimes just right here, sometimes I struggle breathing. Not a lot, but sometimes. So I can only imagine what would happen if I would go up into the mountains where the air is thinner. But in terms of excitement, for me at this age, with everything that I have been through, I enjoy peace. I enjoy calm. I enjoy my boring life. And boring life because I think comfortable. And if you have a boring life, like, you can share your life too. I know it's not exciting to some people, but I watch plenty of people on YouTube, and they're not doing necessarily anything exciting, but I enjoy, spending time with them, seeing what's going on in their life. It doesn't have to be exciting. I like seeing what someone else buys from the grocery store. So I'm sharing my boring life, calm, comfortable. Like, I like peace, and I don't have to have it filled with a lot of excitement to be happy. I'm at peace, and I think, like, I'm so grateful for the people who spend time with me. When you click on my video and you decide to spend some time with me, that means the world to me, because I get it. It's a boring life. Not a whole lot of crazy is going on. If I share it with you, some of the crazy that was going on, it might be a little too much for you. But yeah, I'm not jet setting and skiing and coming down the Alps, and like, that's not my life. But I love my life. And if you think that your life is boring, it is not too boring to share on YouTube. Somebody wants to see what's going on with you. Somebody wants to hear your thoughts on things. Somebody wants to know what the weather is like in your neck of the woods. That's my thought on it. So I shared with you some good news today. I am going to do a little bit more research on the sourdough. How long do I need to let it sit? Do I need to stir it? What do I need to do? Because I'm excited, because this is an area of baking that I really just don't know a whole lot about. And I've been baking since I was a little girl. I would bake things for my mom, and I enjoy it. So, sourdough starter, happy National Sourdough Bread Day. And if you have some tips for the sourdough, or you want to share with me some things that you do with your sourdough starter, let me know in the comment section. Until next time, be sweet, be grateful, and stay optimistic.